Chosen one, stop and listen. What I'm about to say is not random. It's not casual. It's urgent. God has been trying to get this message to you for days. He's been speaking through signs, delays, closed doors, strange dreams, and even silence. And now he's brought you here, right now, because this is the moment everything shifts. You've been asking, when is it my time? When will the breakthrough happen? When will things finally change? And God is saying to you right now, it's already begun, but there's something you must do first. This is not just about receiving blessings. This is about preparing for them. Because yes, what you've prayed for is coming. What you've been waiting on is closer than ever. But before it fully enters your life, you have a task to complete. A divine instruction that must be obeyed. And if you don't complete it, you risk delaying what heaven is trying to deliver. This is your spiritual checkpoint, a sacred moment that separates the ones who are curious from the ones who are called. The reason things have felt heavy, uncertain, even chaotic lately is because you're standing on the edge of a shift. You're not just being tested, you're being prepared. You're going from wanting to having, from hoping to receiving, from waiting to walking in it. But don't mistake this moment for motivation. This is a warning. If you don't align, if you don't listen, what's meant for you could pass you by. But if you do, the acceleration coming into your life will be undeniable. You'll see things fall into place so quickly, it'll feel like a dream. But it won't be. It'll be your new reality. Before we dive into this life-changing message, take a moment to pause this video and do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 100,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 77. This number will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this video. And remember, if you're truly a chosen one, you'll watch this video until the end, because deep down, your spirit already knows this is for you. What happens next could change everything. Now, let's get into the message. Right now, as you read these words, something is shifting in the atmosphere. This is not ordinary. This is not random. The energy you feel building inside your chest, the way your thoughts won't settle lately, the strange pressure in your spirit. It's not anxiety. It's a divine alarm. God is calling your soul to attention. And the call is not casual. It's urgent. Heaven is moving. And your spirit is being shaken awake because the divine assignment has already begun. For days, maybe even weeks, you've been feeling this tension. Little things have felt off. Dreams have become vivid. Emotions come in waves. You've started noticing signs, numbers, patterns, strange coincidences. That's not your imagination playing tricks. That's God screaming through the noise, trying to reach the part of you that remembers who you are. You haven't been ignoring him on purpose. You've just been distracted by survival, society, stress. But now everything changes. Now is the time to wake up. Heaven is no longer waiting. The moment is now. The battlefield has been arranged. God is placing his warriors in position, and you are one of them. This isn't a message for someone else. This is your moment. The world is in spiritual collapse, and you've been chosen to rise up and become the disruption. This is no longer about comfort, success, or approval. This is about obedience to a divine order issued directly to your soul. Wake up, chosen one. This is already happening. You are not preparing for the mission. You are already inside it. The reason you've been restless, uncomfortable, misunderstood, or isolated is because the spiritual environment around you has already shifted. God didn't ask for your permission. He activated you because your spirit carries something the earth needs right now. This is not a hypothetical calling. This is not about someday. The battle has already started, and your position is no longer optional. You may not feel fully equipped yet, but that's the point. You're not supposed to walk by confidence in yourself. You're being trained in real time by divine revelation. This is holy deployment. Heaven doesn't wait until you feel ready. Heaven moves when the hour demands it. Look around you. The signs are here. The shaking is here. The structures are breaking. Systems are malfunctioning. Leaders are panicking. This is the environment where God activates chosen souls. Don't wait for a grand announcement. Don't wait for more signs. The time is now. And the fact that you're even reading this means the clock has struck. Your spiritual DNA has been marked. The mission has begun. And you are already in motion right now. Floods are striking dry lands. Fires are burning in cities where flames shouldn't exist. Earthquakes, heat waves, political chaos, mass confusion. You think this is coincidence? This is spiritual weather. This is prophetic climate. God is sending signs, warnings, and wake-up calls not to destroy you, but to prepare you. If you've been feeling the world shifting under your feet, you're not imagining things. You're spiritually sensitive for a reason. You were built to read the storm before it hits. That's why you've been so uneasy lately. You've been sensing what others can't. You've been hearing what others ignore. And now the visible signs have started to align with what your spirit already knows. This is a supernatural shift. The world is being recalibrated. Systems are collapsing under their own deception. And while some people will drown in the confusion, you have been called to stand in clarity. You must see beyond headlines and news feeds. You must read the signs as messages, not coincidences. The floods are not just water. They are prophetic. The fires are not just heat. They are symbolic. God is speaking everywhere. Are you paying attention? Gone are the days when God only spoke through pulpits or prophets. He is speaking directly to your spirit right now. You may feel it already. Sudden emotions, visions while awake, dreams that feel more real than reality, random insights that appear in the middle of the night. That is not random. It is divine communication in real time. In this hour, God is bypassing noise, bypassing man, bypassing tradition. You're not going to hear him through institutions. You're going to hear him in your stillness, in the silence between your thoughts, in the tears you can't explain, in the dream you forgot until something in your day triggered it back. You are being trained to listen differently now. Heaven is speaking a new language and your spirit is already fluent, even if your mind is still catching up. So don't wait for another signpost or a public sermon. You're already in the classroom of the Spirit. God is showing you things that don't make sense yet. Visions, emotions, ideas. Don't doubt it. Write them down. Meditate on them. Ask for more. Because in this time, revelation is not just power. It is survival. God's voice is the only GPS that will guide you safely through what's coming. Let me be clear. You are not meant to be led by fear, culture, or politics right now. You are being led by something far deeper. Your divine intuition. And this is not just your subconscious whispering, it's God communicating through your design. The same breath he used to bring life into Adam is the same breath flowing through your inner knowing. That gut feeling, that sudden peace or discomfort, that's how heaven is speaking right now. You must stop doubting what your spirit knows. This is the time to trust your divine senses. God is using your intuition as a spiritual compass. Logic may say one thing, the world may say another. But what does your spirit say? That's where the truth is. That's where direction lives. Don't second guess what God has coded into your soul. You were designed for this. And that inner voice has never been louder than it is right now. This is spiritual intelligence in action. The divine doesn't shout. It nudges. It whispers. It confirms. And it flows. And if you follow it, you will navigate through the chaos like a prophet walking through a storm untouched. Your intuition is your power now. Guard it, trust it, obey it. Because the ones who survive this era will not be the smartest or the strongest. They will be the most spiritually attuned. Look around you right now. The decisions being made by world leaders, corporate powers, and political voices are not rooted in wisdom. They're being driven by fear, greed, and control. The confusion you feel when you hear the news, that's not just disillusionment. It's spiritual clarity trying to break through. Your spirit knows the truth. These people are not leading from light. They are groping in the dark. Governments are collapsing inward under the weight of lies. Institutions are crumbling because they are built on sand, not truth. Yet most people are still following blindly, trusting people who have no map. But you chosen one. You were not made to follow the blind. You were born to see. You were born to read between the lines. You were born to hear the hidden frequencies in the noise. That's why God is waking you up now, so you can lead, not be led. There is a divine intelligence in you that the world does not understand. You are not meant to parrot politics or bow to failing systems. You are here to be a prophetic contradiction to every corrupt command. You must become the lens through which others can finally see. You are not just another citizen. You are an agent of light in a time of global darkness. This is not about rebellion. This is about revelation. God has handed you the vision that others have lost. Right now, the world is being driven by fear. Fear of war, fear of lack, fear of the unknown. But that fear is a virus, and it is spreading faster than any plague. The chaos you see around you is not just news. It's spiritual warfare. Mass panic is the weapon. Division is the strategy. Confusion is the method. But you are the interruption. You are not meant to spiral with them. You are the anchor in the storm. Chosen one. God is calling you to a higher place. While others are running in circles, you are being invited to stand still and see, to breathe deeply while others are gasping, to trust while others doubt. You are not part of the emotional chaos. You are the calm inside it. And that calm will not come from denial. It will come from divine alignment. The closer you walk with God right now, the more stable you become. Your presence will be power. Understand this. People around you will begin to sense that something is different about you. They won't be able to explain it, but your peace will disturb their panic. Your clarity will interrupt their confusion. You are being shaped right now into a stabilizer, a lighthouse, a spiritual fortress. The world doesn't need more opinions. It needs warriors of peace, truth, and presence. And that is what you are becoming right now. Have you noticed it? The memory lapses, the feeling that time is warping, the emotional flashbacks, the odd dreams, the loss of interest in things you once loved. You are not broken. You are being upgraded. Right now, God is rewiring your spirit for what's coming next. You are literally being spiritually recoded to match your divine assignment. Your spirit is expanding beyond what your old mindset can comprehend. That's why old routines don't satisfy you. That's why certain people feel distant now. That's why your emotions seem like they're being stirred constantly. God is unearthing the old and planting the divine. This isn't confusion, it's construction. He's building something new inside of you. Even if it feels like falling apart, in this moment, you must learn to trust the process. Don't resist the strange. Don't panic when things stop making sense. God doesn't explain upgrades. He executes them, and later the clarity will come. You are being recalibrated so you can receive instructions, intuition, and insight at a level that ordinary people cannot. Let the process do its work. You are being remade for the battlefield. This is the most important truth you must reclaim right now. You are not weak. You are not confused. You are not ordinary. You are a warrior. Not just in theory, but in purpose, design, and calling. Every scar you carry, every tear you've cried, every setback you've survived, they were not random. They were the training grounds of heaven. You have survived what should have destroyed you. You've endured what others couldn't. And now, every ounce of pain is being converted into spiritual authority. God never wastes a wound. Your battle history is becoming your divine weapon. You are being armed in the invisible realms to fight battles that affect nations, families, futures. So, wipe your tears and square your shoulders. This is not the time to collapse. This is not the time to wish for comfort. This is your moment to stand, sword in hand, knowing that heaven backs you. Your voice is a weapon. Your discernment is fire. Your obedience is an earthquake. You were not born to be a statistic. You were born to break cycles. And this is already in motion. Lately, you felt distant, isolated, like no one understands you anymore. You may feel like you've been pulled away from everything, friends, habits, places you once loved. That's not rejection. That's selection. God has pulled you away not to punish you, but to prepare you. Separation always comes before activation. You had to be removed from the noise to hear clearly. You had to be pulled from the crowd to find your calling. In the wilderness, you were reshaped. In the silence, you heard the divine whisper, and now the time has come. Step into what you've been prepared for. You are no longer who you used to be. Don't try to fit back into the version of life God has already freed you from. You've outgrown it. Now you must walk in authority, even if it feels unfamiliar. God didn't isolate you to keep you hidden forever. He did it so that when the moment arrived, you would walk out with fire. And that moment is now. Right now, something supernatural is happening behind the scenes. People are being moved across countries, cities, and communities, not by governments, but by God. These are not refugees of war. They are messengers of light. You may have already encountered some of them, but your spirit didn't fully recognize them yet. These people are not outsiders. They are your divine brothers and sisters. God is forming a spiritual network, a holy tribe across the world. Some of these people may look like strangers. They may not speak your language. They may not even know their own calling yet. But spiritually, they are bound to you. You are not alone in this mission. Your soul family has been scattered. But the time for reconnection is now. These divine appointments will not come with warning. They will come with resonance. You will know them by the way they make your spirit feel alive. Do not dismiss people because of how they appear. Look deeper. Listen to the spirit, not the surface. These so-called migrants, outcasts, and wanderers are not lost. They're being positioned, and you are one of them. You were never made to belong to systems. You belong to the divine assignment. And now your tribe, your spiritual battalion, is rising. Watch, feel, recognize, reconnect. Something unusual is already happening in your sleep. The dreams are no longer random. The visions are more intense. You may even be waking up with strange memories or deep emotions. That's because the spiritual realm is wide open at night, and God is using your dreams as training grounds. He's giving blueprints, prophetic instructions, and warnings while the world sleeps. Do not ignore what you see at night. Lucid dreams, emotional encounters, out-of-body moments, divine symbols, these are not fiction. They are messages. Even if the dream doesn't make sense at first, write it down. Ask for interpretation. Because what seems strange in sleep may be strategic in battle. Your dreams are a holy map, and you're being given coordinates in the spirit for what's happening in the natural. Yes, it may feel like you're losing grip on time or memory, but don't fear that your mind is being recalibrated to function in two realms at once. You are becoming aware in both spirit and body. Night is no longer just rest. It is revelation. So before you sleep, pray, ask, listen. Because in this season, your instructions may arrive at 3 a.m. wrapped in symbols. Be ready, be still, be open. The world is still trying to function by old models, economies, governments, plans, 5-step strategies. But you are no longer under those timelines. You have been called into God's divine current. And in that current, logic breaks and miracles begin. Human plans will no longer work for you. That's why the old ways have started to fail. You've outgrown them. You were not built to survive inside broken systems. You were created to disrupt them with light. So yes, you will feel like the old rules don't fit. You will feel strange when others chase security, but your spirit craves truth. That's not rebellion. That's obedience to a higher code. You are being invited to detach, not from responsibility, but from illusion. God has a better plan, and it doesn't follow man's design. This will require courage. You will have to let go of control. You may be misunderstood, but what's coming next can't be navigated by conventional wisdom. It will be divine direction or nothing at all. The moment you stop leaning on the world's rules is the moment God's strategy will drop into your spirit. You are no longer building with bricks. You are building with light. The interventions won't always come during quiet prayer. They will come during restless nights. Sudden wake-ups, random 2 a.m. downloads, unexpected urgency in your spirit. You are now being trained to stay spiritually alert, even while the world sleeps. Chosen one, you have entered the realm where divine instruction comes when human logic shuts down. Keep a journal by your bed. Light a candle. Create a sacred night space, because night is no longer the end of your day. It's the beginning of divine conversation. The darkness is not to be feared. It is to be entered with spiritual armor. The enemy does his work in darkness, but so does God. And when he visits you at night, he comes to give vision that will last you through every storm. You may feel pressure building in your chest. That's your spirit waking up. You may feel tears fall for no reason. That's the weight of the download. You may hear a whisper or a command when the room is silent. That's the voice of God, clear and direct. Do not fall back asleep spiritually and physically. Stay ready, stay available, stay listening. Yes, it's already happening. The reward has already been activated in the spirit. You may not see the full manifestation yet, but trust this. The moment you obeyed the call, the heavens moved. The moment you said yes, even in fear, your blessing was released. Not because of perfection, but because of alignment. You obeyed, you trusted, you shifted, and God is honoring that. Now you will soon begin to see the fruit. Supernatural favor, sudden provision, unexpected encounters, divine partnerships. But even greater than the external blessings is this: your soul is becoming whole. You are not just being rewarded in material ways. You are being restored at a soul level. Peace is coming. Joy is returning. Authority is rising. You are becoming who you were born to be. Do not hesitate now. This is not the time to shrink. You are not who you used to be. You are anointed for this moment in time. You are God's solution to problems the world hasn't even seen yet. You are walking into reward, not because you chased it, but because you walked the narrow road. And heaven has taken notice. Now go step boldly. It's time. Absolutely. You may have questioned your timing. Why now? Why this generation? Why were you born into so much chaos, division, and brokenness? But let me tell you something with divine clarity. You were born exactly on time. Not a second too early. Not a moment too late. Heaven placed you here for this very hour. You were born to interrupt the darkness, not escape it. Every gift you carry, every wound you've endured, every lesson you've learned, it all belongs to this exact chapter of history. If you had been born earlier, the fire in your bones would have been too much. If you had come later, the war would have already passed you by. But God in His perfect orchestration sent you now because the earth needs exactly what is inside you in this moment. Do not underestimate the divine strategy behind your life. Your arrival wasn't random. You are heaven's response to a world gone numb. Your voice, your hands, your ideas, your prayers, they all carry the frequency of divine disruption. And even if the world doesn't see your worth yet, the spirit realm already knows who you are. You are a key that unlocks what others cannot. So lift your head. This is not just your time. It is your appointed era. You are not just getting started. You are already in motion. You have been in training for this for years. The world may be falling apart, but you are rising. You were born for this. Walk like it, speak like it, lead like it. There is a sleeping giant inside of you. It's not your talent. It's not your personality. It's your anointing. Your unique imprint of God's power, tailor-made for your purpose. And for too long, it's been sitting dormant, waiting for permission to break free. I'm here to tell you, unlock it now. You don't need anyone's approval to awaken what God placed inside you before birth. The reason you feel unfulfilled, even when life looks okay on the outside, is because you haven't been using your full power. You've been operating at 30%, maybe 50%, but the other 70%, it's time. You don't need to go find it. It's already in you, hidden beneath the fear, buried under the lies you were told. And now God is reaching into your soul and turning the key. This unlocking won't come with ease. It may require silence, surrender, saying no to things that look good but aren't God. But once it begins, you'll never go back. The confidence will return. The power will flow. The fire will burn hot. You will begin walking into rooms and shifting atmospheres without saying a word. Not because you're trying, but because heaven has been released inside you. No more delay. No more playing small. No more pretending to be normal. You were made to move mountains, not tiptoe around them. Unlock the dormant power. Stir the gift. Speak the word. Shift the space. Heaven is waiting for you to activate what it already gave you. There's a reason your words hold weight. Why people pause when you speak. Why silence follows your declarations. Your voice is not ordinary. It is encoded with prophetic fire. When you speak from the depths of your spirit, the atmosphere bends, hearts soften, darkness trembles. You've been given a weapon, and that weapon is your voice. But for too long, you've silenced yourself out of fear of judgment, rejection, or misunderstanding. You've tried to sound more acceptable. You've downplayed your truth to fit in. That ends now. The world doesn't need polished speech. It needs authentic fire. And your voice was crafted in heaven's furnace for this hour. When you speak, chains break. When you declare truth, lies unravel. Your words are not just sounds. They are assignments. Sentences soaked in spirit. Language laced with power. Stop holding back. Stop filtering yourself through the lens of fear. God is not calling you to be safe. He's calling you to be effective. Whether it's through prayer, preaching, poetry, music, or conversation, use your voice. Let it thunder. Let it flow. Let it rise. You're not here to echo what's been said. You're here to declare what heaven is saying. Now, speak boldly. Speak loudly. Speak prophetically. Because when you speak from alignment, creation listens. There's a lie floating through the culture right now that you have to hustle, grind, and compete to be valuable. That there's only room for a few at the top. That your purpose depends on outperforming others. It's a trap. And it's beneath your calling. Because you weren't sent here to compete. You were sent here to complete what was missing in the earth. Your gifts are not in conflict with anyone else's. In fact, your assignment is interwoven with theirs. You are not a rival. You are a missing piece. And when you stop looking sideways and start looking upward, you'll realize you already have what they don't. You're not late. You're not behind. You're in alignment for a different track, a different rhythm, a different impact. Envy dies where purpose lives. And your purpose is not popularity. It's alignment. Once you step fully into who you are, you'll see there's no race to run. You were never meant to win the world's game. You were meant to shift the board completely. That's why their rules never made sense to you. You're not of this world. You were sent here to change it. So breathe. Let go of comparison. Stop measuring your worth by other people's timelines. You are a divine masterpiece with a role that only you can fill. You are not in competition. You are in calling. Walk like it. I know it felt like you were stuck. Like doors were closed for no reason. Like everyone was advancing, but you were trapped in delay. But hear this. With all the power in my soul, nothing was wasted. Every delay was a divine detour. Every no was a holy redirection. Every pause was preparation for the power that is about to explode through your life. You weren't being punished. You were being positioned. God was protecting you from what looked like promotion, but would have become poison. You cried. You questioned. You nearly gave up. But in the silence, heaven was working behind the scenes. Angels were moving. Blueprints were being edited. And now everything is aligning. All of it makes sense now. The heartbreak, the rejection, the loss, the silence. It wasn't death. It was dormancy. The seed doesn't die when buried. It breaks open. And that's what's been happening in your soul. A holy cracking, a sacred tension, and now it's producing roots so strong that no storm can pull you out again. So hold your head high. That season of confusion was actually God writing your next chapter in ink, only visible by faith. And now it's time to turn the page. You haven't been delayed. You've been divinely developed. And now the release is coming suddenly. There's a fire in you. And you know it. You've felt it since you were young. It's what made you restless when others were content. It's what made you speak truth when silence was safer. That fire is not ego. It's not rebellion. It's not oversensitivity. It's your divine coding. And it was never meant to be tamed. This world will always try to smother that fire through rules, shame, fear, and rejection. They will call you too intense, too deep, too spiritual, too much. But the truth is they were just too dull to understand you. You weren't made to blend in. You were made to burn so brightly that others remember what light feels like. God placed that flame inside you for a reason. It wasn't to impress people. It wasn't to build fame. It was to light the way through a generation lost in shadows. When you burn for truth, others will find their way. When you burn for purpose, chains will break. But it only works if you stop hiding your flame. Let it rage. Let it illuminate. Let it be holy heat in a cold world. You don't need permission to ignite. You just need courage. The fire inside you isn't just passion. It's purpose. It's time to stop suppressing it to make others comfortable. You weren't built to warm the room. You were built to set it ablaze. And once you embrace it, nothing will ever be the same again. Everything is about to change faster than you think. Plans will collapse. Opportunities will appear out of nowhere. People will exit without warning. And others will enter suddenly. This isn't chaos. It's divine acceleration. God is shifting things not to destroy you, but to position you. And you must stay spiritually agile. If you try to hold on to the old, you'll miss the new. If you cling to what once worked, you'll block what now flows. This isn't the time to be rigid. It's the time to be fluid, to move with the cloud, not cling to the ground. God is leading in real time. What made sense yesterday may be irrelevant today. You're not here to be safe. You're here to be responsive. Don't mistake sudden change as failure. It's favor in disguise. The detour is divine. The cancellation is clearing space. The no is protecting your yes. You're going to have to trust fast, obey fast, and move fast. Not in panic, but in prophetic rhythm. If this message has spoken to your spirit, and you feel led to support our mission of sharing God's word, you can do so by clicking the thanks button. No gift is too small. Your generosity, even just a penny, can bring hope and joy to someone's life. Thank you for partnering with God in this important work.